Somebody thought this was a good idea. Good evening and welcome to the Christmas edition of the Monday Night Live at 6 p.m. with Walter Hagen and old Tom here. Well, hopefully this isn't your first time joining us, because if this is the first time you've joined us, you think we're a couple of lunatics that dress up like old golfers on a Monday night. I mean, there's people out there that probably do it.
I mean, if you've watched it before, you'll know we're a couple of lunatics. just don't often dress up on a Monday night.
Well, tonight we're going to be hitting some old equipment. We've got some hickory shafted, we've got some old heads, even got some broken down to share some insights on them. And also we'll be doing the usual, taking your questions. We've got the iPad in hand as per usual. But first, let's discuss the world of golf that's gone. As seriously as we possibly can. Serious. Louis Oosthuizen winning.
Yeah, on his own course design.
That is a wicked moustache.
I think it's a bit blonde.
And a bit tight.
But you can't smile in these things, or they come loose. So yeah, I mean, the back-to-back wins. Yeah, when he's on form, he often goes on a run of a few. So, but looked a dramatic golf course. Looked actually a really fun course. We nearly got to play it when we were over there, but it wasn't quite open yet. But yeah,
good to see. And of course, we had the Live qualifying, which one of our friends, Mark Pinchin, went over and did some caddying for one of the qualifiers. Austin, his name was, and I didn't realise they were getting $5,000 for the first day. 10 grand if they made it through to the second day, and 20 if they made it through to the final day. And it was worth 2.3 or 2.5 million if they got top three. Laurie Cantor, unfortunately, missing out, which was a big bit of a heartache.
Yeah, came second in Mauritius though.
Yeah, which would have sort of healed some of the wounds, but nevertheless, a good showing from him. And of course, we've had the PNC. PNC, good to see Tiger back.
Well, that's all you got to see.
Yeah, Tiger and his shit of a son. His son. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's was he 14?
Yeah.
I mean, he's impressive.
Yeah.
He does everything like Tiger does.
Hopefully, you can temper a bit of humility and.
I didn't watch much. I was in Saturday. Out all day sun, so I didn't really watch an awful lot of it. I think Langer won again with his son. I think this son's now won 3 times. I think he's got 5 wins now, Langer.
Yeah. Impressive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, crikey. I mean, they went through. He's won with both boys, isn't he?
I mean, you want him as a partner with his game. I mean, the others are all up and down, aren't they? But yeah, I'm seriously impressed to win 5. Yeah,
really is. And to be fair to Charlie, I mean, 120 mile an hour cuphead speed.
Is that much? I didn't know that.
That's what he's up at.
No, he was up at 320, wasn't he? And it wasn't 14
warm. Years old. I mean, crikey, Dick. I mean, that's outrageous. And moves really nicely, doesn't he? Just hope it feels like when they had the interview after the first round, if you saw that, but. Charlie went on, we really suck at putting. Tiger never talks down his game, does he? And it was quite interesting looking at Tiger's reaction, that he was uncomfortable about Charlie sort of saying that. And it'd be interesting to see how that develops. You know, as he grows up, he's clearly going to be a force in the game, isn't he?
It would look like it. It would certainly look like it. I mean, as you say, Tiger never made an excuse. If he was injured or ill, I remember one Open Championship, I think he had horrible hay fever. Never once blamed an illness or just said, I didn't have it today.
Exactly.
But I think that's just part of maturity, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't got there yet. I'll blame anything rather than me.
Most definitely. Well, we've got a few of you on, and there's a name on there that we have to say a huge thank you to.
Thank you very much. You'll know why.
I Love Turtle was very kind enough to send us a couple of Christmas hampers, and hugely grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Very thoughtful.
Very thoughtful indeed. So Peter Caller has reached out and said, had a wood fitting with you, Simon, and was amazing with great results. Golfers missing out. If they don't use precision golf to take their game to the next level. Happy Christmas. So nice.
Yeah, happy Christmas, Peter. I think anyone who can swing the way Peter does with as many body ailments as Peter has gone through, very impressive and a lovely chap. And I'll say hello to Mrs. Caller as well, because she'll no doubt be watching too.
What's really quite off-putting by seeing this tonight is that I get to see what we look like
Oh
on
yeah,
camera,
yeah.
which is not.
It's, you know what? It's better than I feared.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anyway,
Not saying much. Though.
Niels Axelson. So, did Santa bring an early gift in terms of high-speed, reliable internet? Not as yet, but we have all of the cables in. James on drums. We've got the cables in. When is the high-speed internet being finalised, James?
2027.
2027,
Yeah.
Great. We'll look forward to all of the stress it brings you in the years to come.
For those that can't see it, Stuart's got a wonderful lining on the inside of his shirt. That's very impressive, actually.
Well, you know, don't want to mess
Paisley.
around. No, don't want to mess around. David says, if only I had known about this earlier today, much hilarity would have followed.
Yeah, there's a reason I wasn't telling you what we were wearing earlier, David, when
was
you
David
dropped
in
in.
earlier,
He's
brilliant.
reposing on the chair down there on his day off.
Fantastic.
But I'd have had no end of it had I let you know earlier.
I Love Turtle said, tuned in for golf and appear to be watching Last of the Summer Wine.
I can't see your trousers. Stand up again.
There we go. We're full regalia with the trousers as well. I mean, honestly, what we do for a bit of viewership.
Yeah. See,
I mean, this is
sacrificing ourselves in the name of entertainment.
Shocking. Look, Niels Atkinson, you guys look absolutely brilliant. Just had to check my PC clock that it wasn't 18, 12, 19, 23. Well, I think
we're going back there with the equipment, so
hopefully so. Andy Corso, cough, jackets on in the clubhouse after 6 p.m. What? Fair play. And the golden age of horse racing, which is fantastic. Yes, Charlie is not likeable, although he looks good. Yeah, I'm glad you agree, because I can't warm to him at the moment. But as you rightly say,
very young
lad, impressionable.
I think at that age, a lot the media. I think that's one thing that none of us know, let alone now. Yeah. I mean, even how we'd react to that kind of scrutiny. I think, thank goodness he's got a golf game
to back it up.
Yeah. But I think I'm sure in the next year or two he's going to
temper down.
Yeah,
no doubt. Well, should we get hitting some of these clubs while the comments come in and abuse? I mean, we welcome much abuse.
Yeah,
of course.
That's the reason why we're dressed up like this.
Yeah, that's why we've done it.
Oh, and a big thank you to Robin Clark, who's loaned us his hickory set. Yeah. This is a playing set as well, so this isn't just a collective. Apart from this one that we're not allowed to go anywhere near a golf ball with.
So the Nelson Trophy at St George's Hill every year, when we play it, there was the 11th hole, wasn't it, that we hit?
Short par 3. Yeah.
Are these the clubs that we invariably...
Not these ones, not specifically these ones, but very, very similar. Yeah. They do on a short 110-yard par 3. There's a hickory challenge. It's a sort of charity day. You put a couple of quid in, and if you hit the green, you basically just have a shot or something.
Yeah.
Kummel, I think it was Kummel. They had Kummel on the tee, didn't they?
Yeah, but when the ball comes off the face, it's all a bit weird, isn't it?
It
the
does.
Ball flight's all a little bit weird.
Sound and feel quite different.
And all that kind of nonsense is a little bit on the funky side. Mauser just watched Iona Stephen doing a distance gap video. Not happy with her shafts at the moment. She badly needs a session with you guys, and have told us so in the comments. Wow, that's
very kind
really
of her.
nice of you, Mauser. So hopefully, if Iona wants to come down, she'll be very welcome. Absolutely.
So we're going to go through the centuries, are we?
Yeah.
Let's start. So hickory's a wood. So hence hickory shaft. There were some made later that were actually a metal shaft with a coating to make it look like hickory. But so hence why hickory leather, wound leather handles and grips. And you wouldn't want to be playing out in the rain with these because the club would go further than the ball.
Well, take it away. Let's see you.
So one of the things with this club, I've got to use, because of the construction of the head, I've got to use a different ball. We can't use a Pro V1, can't use a high compression ball. So we've actually got a Titleist True Soft. So technique-wise, quite different. We've got a hairy mole there. So with these, actually, they used to swing very flat. So if you tried to swing the current technique, the shaft moves and twists a lot more, so you can't hit it the same way. Hence, they used to swing around the backside. So. Right. So this is 3-wood loft, by the way, 15 degrees.
Got it. But it's incredibly light as well, isn't it?
Yeah, very light.
How much lighter would this be over a traditional 3-wood?
Well, I'll measure it. We'll go to the steel shaft and persimmon. So I've got to switch to this. So the persimmon with a steel shaft is 385 grams, and the hickory is 422, so
and then
heavier.
weigh my my 3 wood.
359. So 360, let's say.
Yeah.
385, 420.
Oh, interesting. So that's because steel shaft, right?
Yeah. But I'd think picking this up, it would be much lighter. But actually, because the balance of the club's very different. So I'd picking this up. There's very little feel for the club head.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see what we can get.
What's the sound that is? What sort of
229. Take that.
192 carry. 3 in a row. Let's see who can hit it first.
Okay, right.
95.7 miles an hour.
So let's take it smooth. Seeing as it's now the distance
How are you
test.
finding it with the whole swinging in the shirt and tie and stuff?
Mildly restrictive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in days of yore they would have had slightly less fitted shirts.
Slightly less fitted.
Or
yeah.
it's more fitted now than when I bought it, sadly.
Got it.
So let's see. Right. Let's put a bit more. Bit more there. 220. It's just low.
Yeah. It's difficult to get the flight on it.
Yeah. 97 there. Okay. But it's forwards, which is a good. Yeah, I mean,
What have you got there?
So if I do totals,
220,
but carry 196. That was my best carry. So 229 was the best one.
I think we were hitting. I started hitting shot with a glove on earlier, and Matt Hyatt, before he left, he said you can't be doing that. It's
no, you can't.
Illegal. They weren't wearing gloves.
Yeah, they didn't wear gloves.
And it immediately feels
slippery leather grip.
300 times worse. Oh my God, that was beyond fat. I hit this well earlier.
Oh, you've been practicing?
I hit this well. I hit a couple of shots. Okay, that was dreadful. 204. I hit that so fat. That's so fat.
Well, the thing is, there's nothing in the bottom end, so you need to kind of cast it a bit.
Yeah, horrendous. That was a bit better.
Very true, Niels. We should play featheries, but unfortunately,
230.
I thought we had some ballatas here. I thought we had a box of ballatas, but couldn't find them.
No.
No doubt tomorrow we'll find them.
Yeah, they'll find the ballatas. Yeah, that was 230. That one.
230. Yeah. Oh, is it flight there? What was the launch? Oh, 8.5 launch. Just run out. Yeah.
Bit of run out. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't feel. I mean, they just don't feel very.
But
nice.
there wasn't one shot I hit where it actually felt like it was a solid hit.
Yeah.
I felt like everything was a thin.
It feels like they're just doing.
Yeah, so much more bend and movement in it.
Yeah.
So much more twisting, and so for all of you out there, golf was hard. Golf is easy compared to that. Right, next one up. Next one up. Let's go to this. What I must say is a beauty. I got this one made up. So the chap at St George's Hill used to be the Mizuno tour up, and they had some of these Croft Series 3-woods that I got him to make one up for hitting. Stunning. So this is from early mid-90s.
So my first driver was a Mizuno Pro driver.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Persimmon.
Beautiful.
Yeah. James has just asked everyone, does anyone remember bric-a-brac?
He's very rude, you know.
You just need a pipe.
I only thought about that this morning when I came in.
You should have had a pipe. There would have been people.
Yeah, there isn't. There is. Well, I'd be doing rather shank this one.
The floor, are we?
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Right.
Norwegian Warhound. Good evening, Norwegian. Outstanding. I see the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen has officially convened. We'll have to watch this evening. Cheers, fellas.
Yeah. So, but it's the size. So actually, they went smaller in head size. In terms of scaling, there you got kind of 18 whatever it is, and then 1990.
Just makes me want to.
It actually looks almost barely bigger than the ball.
It makes me want to throw up in my mouth looking at these woods. Honestly,
but you must have started with, like I started with.
I started with that. Yeah, I started with that. Yeah. My drive was just a little bit bigger than that. But I could never hit a 3-wood off the ground. I mean, I'm barely good at it now. But
so actually, but with these, what will we know why? Because you're low spin, so therefore for you, it would have nosedived, would have knuckled.
Yeah.
So you should have had a brassy or whatever the fall.
Yeah. Nice.
Don't go into that brass comment.
Brassy. Yeah.
Right.
It's not going over that.
See, I'd have put money on this being heavier. 40 grams lighter. Oh, absolutely nutted it.
Oh, that was delicious.
257. There we go. Have it.
It's absolutely
Have
delicious.
it. See, it's moustache power. This.
It is
It's a grow a tash.
power. It is moustache power.
My wife has said that she would disown me if I grew a moustache in November.
Well,
I'm not surprised looking at this thing.
I think you should.
Yeah.
I think you should. I think you should grow one. It suits you, that look.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. If I didn't know you better, I think you're being polite.
Could you imagine turning up and seeing you in the bay? Right, I'm your fitters, babe. I'm your fitters.
Fine fellow of a man. Right. That's one right. God, this feels. I wish we had that ballast. This would have felt amazing. 249.
The golden age of horse racing says you look like Jack and Victor from Still Game. I don't know that. I don't know that. Show. Do you know that?
No one's come out with Peaky Blinders yet.
No,
though,
no.
Right.
I think that would be a compliment, Peaky Blinders, to be fair. You're whipping that.
Yeah, I'm actually 259.9.
Jesus. Holy smokes. What have you been practicing with this,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper?
I certainly have.
Oh, this feels a bit nicer than that other thing.
Yeah, that one because I actually had that made up a few years back, so I have been practicing with that.
Oh, okay. Right, so you have been officially cheating then.
100%.
Yeah, fair play. Actually, that's not bad. Don't mind that.
That though feels solid to hit with.
Yeah, that does feel solid.
Whereas the hickory one just felt the face gone all over the shot.
Yeah. I've got to get off the mince pies because my clubhead speed is going down quickly.
Yeah, but when was the last time you swung 120 gram shaft in a fairway wood?
Yeah, true enough.
Obviously, the backdrop very, very appropriate.
Very appropriate.
And actually, the backdrop, when you think Nicholas drove it might have been down Hooley, drove it through the back of that green with Bellata and Persimmon after taking his sweater off.
Yeah, nice.
Mighty impressive.
And of course, he was playing with the guy that dresses like you.
Doug Sanders.
Yeah, that's it.
He could have been a lot worse, I'll take that. I don't have shoes like him. Not far off.
Oh, you do.
Not far off.
Oh, you do. One day we should do a video
What, shoe off?
of the wardrobe of Simon Cooper.
We don't have long
Get
enough.
the missus, get home, get the missus to film it. You can talk through it, and then you come here, and then you can do your shoe box as well.
I don't have many. I don't have many shoes. I'm planning on getting a few more.
I don't know.
Some of them are getting knackered. Right then. So have you beaten 259?
No.
No. Do you see that thing flight? 7-degree launch.
I mean, look, I've hit that, and look at the path line on that, and everything. It's just delicious.
It's lovely, isn't it? I mean, it's a lovely shot.
It's a lovely club. It's a lovely shot.
But that looks just. I think that's a piece of art.
I have to say that the sound of it is delicious, isn't it?
Yeah.
The sound of it's delicious. Yeah.
So was it Michael? There was a question
yeah,
about. We'll get modern one as well.
Yeah. Michael Barber. Hi guys, great look. Do you get many requests to be fit for a mini driver? As thinking of treating myself.
So mini drives are a slightly interesting one because they're what they call a Starship kind of whatever they use as product. In that essentially when they launch it they don't do very many. So for us to get a demo in, by the time someone will come in and get fitted for it, they'd have sold out. So if someone's got one, we can fit you for it. But unfortunately, to get ahead, because it's a very, very short production run, there's no point us having a demo because by the time you come to buy it, there'd be none left.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's one of those sort of weird kind of product things that they do. TaylorMade in particular do kind of very kind of short run products.
Interesting.
Every now and then.
Interesting. So what have we got?
Well, then I just thought compared to just to
hit
our own ones and give the contrast.
No, good idea. Like it. I'm going to put my glove on for this.
Oh yeah. Better put. Seeing this is what we would wear.
GX golf gloves. If you didn't see them, go on last week. George, sponsor of the channel, and everyone that comes down for a fitting now gets a good GX golf glove. Cabretta leather.
Only 12 yards behind me on that one. Right, yeah.
Bit worrying if we don't hit these further, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I hit 259. I don't know if I can get further than that.
Shut the front doors.
That's just so easy off the face, though.
Got some ball speed.
260. There we go.
That's
having hit those. I think that really gives an indication of.
And the speed. Look at
it just feels like you can hit it anywhere on the face, anywhere. And that's even with a ball that actually, so for us, actually, this ball, we won't get as much ball speed with as a Pro V1 because it's a much softer core. So if you over compress the core, then it doesn't recover as quickly and then you lose a little bit of speed. So.
Got it. Nice.
Little toey, but again, little toey, I'm going to get away with it. So, yeah.
268, that's decent.
Yeah.
Nice numbers.
Little toes didn't spin, I'll give it one more then. Bit chunky, but and get away with it again. So I have no spin because I fatted it. But yeah, you can hit that. With the others, you know when you've mishit it. That one you can hit anywhere on the face.
Interesting. That wasn't my best. I'm not feeling it in the whole shirt and tie thing.
It is. I mean, look, your shirt's trying to escape.
Yes, I know. Escaping from me. That's what it is. And the moustache.
You get kicked off the golf course like that. You're my good man. You're not dressed formally. You adhering to the rules of the club.
Stop it.
That just needed riling, didn't you? Just needed riling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're being restricted more than me.
Yeah, I can't get above 100 miles
you get the. It's good that elasticated shorts.
I don't need to get any more of those.
No,
that was good enough. That was good enough. Yeah.
Actually, a very good point by Niels at the end.
Niels, well, let's answer Tim Balls first. During a fit, you always ask the client whether they are naturally right-handed and mentioned that a lefty playing right would deliver the club differently. What typical effects do you see?
So reason being, if you're front arm dominant, you're pulling with your stronger arm, whereas if you're right-handed, if you're left hand dominant, then actually it's a pull through from your front side, and if you're right hand dominant, it's a deliver through from the back end with your strong side. So there's a different rotations, different levers involved. So you tend to find that anyone who I'll swap around with you. So for me being right-handed, it's much easier to kind of bring the toe through to kind of recover with my dominant hand. If I were to swing left-handed, if I were to take my right hand off, effectively swing my left side, in transition what tends to happen is the club either tends to drop open and then someone leaves the face open, or actually, because if that's your strong hand, the kind of the back of the hand to target, that's a very, very strong rotation. So you tend to find the club face is a little bit more volatile. Once the club gets out of sync, it's a much more volatile club face because palm forward is an easier save. So you tend to see a top hand dominant player either be very quiet hands and very body rotation oriented, or have a really strong flip. There's no real in between.
I think the way we're dressed is going to come back and bite us in the bum one day. I'm just going to mark this moment in time now. Niels Atkinson says 9-yard gain in 33 years.
So some of that's the fact that we haven't got the old Bellata ball to test with, because if we had the Bellata, then there'd be a much, much bigger difference. So the ball's a huge part. So actually, I mean, a persimmon driver out the middle, which we can test this in a minute, you can get pretty darn close to a 150 efficiency with the modern ball. The difference is that it comes out flat, so you lose carry, whereas the old Bellatas used to spin load, so they were very low loft, so I had to launch low, and then you got that beautiful rising flight.
Yeah,
But then ended up going nowhere.
Yeah, the old Bellata ball.
Yeah.
That was a great looking flight, wasn't it? Off the
Always
post?
gutted when we went in a bunker because it was ruined.
Yeah. Ripped off of it, or a new wedge and you hit one. Max Fly HT, right? Terrible.
One shot and done.
So what have we got now? We're going to hit some irons?
Well, yeah. We've got a couple of interests. We compare some similar. We do have. Knock the iPad off. We do have a Hickory 2-iron. We've got a Ram Tour Grind 1-iron. So I thought that might be a bit of fun. I mean, maybe not for you because you don't flight it very much.
Yes, thanks.
Or we can go to a 5-iron.
No, let's do those. Yes, do those. Yeah.
Would you like to lead up?
Why not? I just swallowed some of my moustache there.
I thought that was a mole.
Sorry.
Oh, Ted.
Ted. Potatoes. Someone, did you just see the comment Mauser just made on the feed there? The beauty with our internet is the quality is reminiscent of the era that we're. Don't be so nasty, Mauser. All right. What? So are we? What,
so that one actually loft-wise
that looks about
is around.
4-iron.
I think this one's around 21 degrees.
Okay, so old 3-iron. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
3-iron.
When we started, so like a
Yeah.
3-iron from this era, that's about a 5-iron in some clubs now.
21.
21. There are some clubs that are 24, 25 degree 6-iron loft now.
Oh my God.
Which and then people wonder why they can't get the thing airborne.
Yeah.
And stop it.
Yeah.
God, they suit you, you know.
That wasn't too bad. That bit right. Didn't feel too
Oh,
bad.
look at that, 211, 190 carry, 211.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Might just move that out of the way. Bit close. Oh, a bit right again. That felt like that went like that on the way down.
Yeah.
Didn't feel overly nice, to be fair. Yeah.
Actually, I mean, that sound-wise, contact, that sounded like a really solid hit.
Yeah, don't feel too bad. I'm not looking forward to hitting this thing.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Yeah.
I mean, the grip's a little bit better. Oh my goodness, that looks just dreadful. Just dreadful.
I think the thing with the hickories and like these iron heads is, okay, that one I've hit that quite nicely, but if you miss it, it feels like the head's there's so much twist.
Yeah. I might start getting all my trousers with an elastic waistband on.
Well, I think coming to the end of this week, elastic waistband's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's quite good.
You don't want kind of tight trousers or anything.
I didn't realise, the benefits from them.
Because it's an eye into the future.
Yeah, nice. It's a good comfort.
It's a good job Mark's here, otherwise you'd be ripping him something chronic.
I wouldn't dream of bringing Mark into the equation. His waistband
It's a nice feeling club.
Yeah.
It's going nowhere. That spin 4,500. Mind you, that's what I'd get on a. That's what I'd get on a 5-iron.
And your clubhead speed's slower, oddly.
I just think I'm kind of tuning into the club. You see, I want to make sure I strike it.
Didn't want to snap the wood.
No,
Got it.
no.
Yeah, got it.
Right. I wonder if can I get a draw going with this?
Oh, that was that. Oh no. Oh no.
I got it came out flat.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Came out flat. Yeah. Came out flat.
So yeah, the 1-iron. Do you want to? Do you want to? Oh, no, that ball would be fine.
No.
Yeah, that ball would be fine. Yeah.
Why make it any easier? Oh no. Oh dear. Right. Okay, let's go.
Sorry. You're going to get this above that ramp.
So I'm worried about not being able to get any flight on it. Oh.
That's actually not bad. It's better than I was expecting. What's the launch?
7 degrees.
Oh.
She's low. She is low. Right. Come on. Oh, that was a bit better. That was a bit better. That must be almost doubled. Not bad. I mean, who would want to look down at this anymore?
Oh, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty savage, isn't it?
Bad, isn't it?
Yeah. That one, I think that one measures. Yeah.
Oh dear. I don't want to hit that anymore.
I think that this one measures 16.
16 degrees of loft.
Measures 16 degrees aloft.
And what's a hybrid? 15, 14, no.
A lot of them now are
19?
18, 19. Yeah.
Right, okay, well it just shows you the difference between...
So I mean, a 3-wood's 15. 15, 16. So a lot of the time, the first fairway club we're fitting behind drivers 16, 17 degrees.
Yeah.
So. Oh, you don't want a thin one.
Could we do some approach shots into the 18th green, please?
The only reason we can't is because of the with the signal, the footage. If you went into simulator mode, it's very, very stuttery. It wouldn't really show very well.
So not
sadly.
today. In 2024, we're going to have a lease line, and it's going to be all singing, all dancing. So, unfortunately, not tonight.
Oh, that felt nice. Yeah.
All a bit
240.
All a bit cutty sark though, aren't they?
Well, yeah.
Trying to get some
I think
flight.
you can draw with a 1 iron.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get that. Let's see if I can cheeky little draw. Oh God! If that was outside, I think my hand would have just fallen off. It drew
Nice
though.
shot. Nice shot.
Had 63 yards of run.
So we've got a wood with a head cover on here. What's this?
I haven't actually got all of them out. I mean, it's just some more lofted wood. I mean,
that looks decidedly nasty, doesn't
but it's
it?
interesting seeing the face etchings, the markings, different materials. I mean, they're works of art, really.
Yeah, but just not works of art to hit.
I think now, I guess it's so. You know, the balls and things were so different. You know, they were the construction.
Nice.
You know, you think go back to a feathery, gutta percha, a kind of formed bit of rubber, basically.
Little 5 iron there. Let's see, whip a little 5 iron. Well, it's got a 5 number on the bottom.
It's got a 5. I think this is the thing. The lofts are. Yeah, I'll just do the one just to get a bit of flight. But the lofts are so much weaker. I think this one, 5 iron, would now be 20 on average, about 24, 25 degrees. Yeah. And this is going to be, I think we measured this as about 31, 30 degrees. So it actually looks more like a 7 iron.
It does. Golf Nerd asks, is the Paradigm 3-wood a draw biased head?
Spin. There are 3 models in the Paradigm in the fairwood. So there's the triple diamond, which is very much not. There's the standard Paradigm, which is sort of neutral to slight draw, and then they've got the X, which is the more draw biased one. So there is a draw bias in the X in particular.
He equally goes on to ask, do you do anything different from hitting a 3-wood off the deck to hitting it off the tee?
6,000 spin. This is one of those ones where almost certainly you'll do something different, but I wouldn't necessarily consciously change. I mean, off a tee, I tee it really, really low to mimic just being in a good lie. I think that's possibly from what we see in the fitting bay. People overchange what they do with the fairway off a tee to off the ground. Yeah. The club's designed to be hit off the ground, so put it fairly near the turf.
I think if you've been fitted well, that should reduce the need to do different things off the tee, right? So if you're someone that's got a low launch like me, you would have had a club head that allows you to still hit it off a tee and have a lighter attack angle, get some good flight and spin, and at the same time be able to hit it off the floor and still get some good flight and spin. Mm-hmm. If you're having to make big changes with your swing for hitting a 3-wood off the tee and off the ground, the 3-wood's not right for you, I would say. That'd be a fair representation.
Yeah, and I think just maybe overthinking what you need to do. So it's called a fairway wood for a reason. Yeah. So if you tee it too high, you're going to come up on it and probably going to turn it right to left.
Yeah. And understand that to get these fairway woods flying, and covering the distance that you need to, you need an awful lot of clubhead speed.
Yeah.
You're looking at
Off the ground, yeah.
100 plus really to make a 3-wood perform well at a static loft, right?
I think in terms of, if you're talking about getting control when it lands,
Yeah.
Getting a kind of a higher flight and a softer landing, then yeah, that's a higher speed thing.
Yeah.
At more kind of moderate speeds that you might term to average golfer, it's going to be more of a running shot.
Correct.
So, but what you do want to make sure is you've got enough carry distance.
Yeah.
So we're now fitting a lot more people into sort of more of a forward loft as the first fairway would, to get the flight and the carry.
Yeah, because you don't want to have a club that suddenly has a meteoric difference between their driver carry and their 3-wood carry. And equally, you don't want to have a 3-wood running out up to your driver, do you?
No,
so
no.
It's a toughie to get right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a real balance of, as you say, kind of height, launch angle, getting the spin in a nice window, and then depending on where someone's playing, you might fit somebody who plays on a links course with a bit more chase out, because the chances are they're not going to be trying to fly into a green. You get someone playing London club where there's water short of a few greens, then it's got to get up in the air and carry. So there's a little bit of manipulation for that too.
Yeah, very much so. All right, well that's been it's been quite interesting, hasn't it? Any other?
Well, the only other thing we do have would be the persimmon driver.
I mean, I've got as much excitement about hitting that.
But we don't have to hit it.
No, let's absolutely hit it.
I'm not going to tell you how far Matt hit it earlier.
Oh, well, go on. How long did that?
Matt got this club. He carried one 300 yards with it. Absolutely ridiculous.
Breaks your heart, doesn't it? Breaks your heart.
Yeah. Absolutely outrageous.
Breaks your heart.
Just a tiny though. I mean, it's. Yeah, I think that's the thing that I think it's so easy to forget when you think back to, someone like Greg Norman is an amazing driver of a ball, but with these things, the margin of error is so small. Right.
And the loft we've got on this, Simon?
I haven't actually measured this one. I'm thinking, this looks like it's about 10 degrees.
Nice. I was obviously a fanboy of Faldo. My Mizuno TP.
Okay, yeah.
That was 10. That was 10
right.
degrees.
Yeah. And these would measure, a lot of them now measure a bit more than they say to get the ball up because there's no spin on it. Whereas these things had to measure that loft because they had to start low because the ball spun so much.
Right, interesting.
Come off that a little bit. But yes, that's still only got 2-3 on spin.
Got some good speed there. 101. Pretty good with a cheeky little driver.
Right. Oh, hitting it. Got under it a bit.
Nice though.
Mind you, went though.
We went down to, years ago, there was a group of us that went down to southern Spain and we turned up, went to Mijas, and we were staying in the apartments there. And there was a set of persimmon woods, some hickory shafts. And we said, there were 6 of us, and they're pretty much all golf pros. And we said, whoever won the first day had to play the second day with those clubs. They played with them the second day.
Yeah.
And because it was like boiling hot, and the way the grips were, the leather grips were, that a couple of times.
Carnage.
Just couldn't keep hold of them. Couldn't keep hold of them. Helicopter get down the fairway. It just shows you how much we just
I think
get
now,
acclimatised to good
absolutely.
grips and good footwear and clothing that is comfortable and allows us to perform.
You think how some of the things that you say the players used to play in, conditions they used to play in. You think heavy tweed jackets and they'd have had jackets on as well as this, waistcoats, all that stuff.
That's the best moustache you've worn so far.
Oh, is it really?
That's the one that suits you the most. Yeah, that's the one. If
I'm sure whether it was the wrong colour.
Well, no, I quite like it. I quite like it. Oh, that is just a horrible looking thing. It's just, I'm going to put that so far forwards in my stance, see if I get some flight out of it. Oh my God.
Oh, is that
honestly,
in
honestly, that's
four
in the
right? Is that
but,
someone's having their breakfast and got a golf? Oh, it didn't quite make it.
oh my goodness, that was so bad. That was so bad. I apologise if you're having your dinner and you had to look at that.
Yeah.
I hope it hasn't put you off your supper.
He's even working on drills.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got some launch on that though. I can see you giving that the ad loft.
The old scooperoo at the bottom. What we got? There you go.
I've got not a lot of spin. God, look at that. 1894. That's about the year it was.
261 though. Got
yeah.
261 out of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my John Daly backswing on this one. Going with my John Daly backswing. Did you see what he looked like over the weekend? He was brilliant. His dress gets better.
Only in a way that only John Daly can, I would imagine.
Amazing.
That sounded
that nearly put my back
slightly
out
toey.
Yeah, she was a little on the toe side. 270.
Well, not bad.
One more.
Not bad.
One more. I just need
not
that
bad.
one.
Doesn't want to
draw.
get beaten.
I just need that to draw. I'm going to aim up the right.
But I think this is the other bit of it, is that actually the strike requirements on these things, and then the shot shaping ability of sort of the pros back in yonder. So impressive, actually. We're going back to them. You realise how blooming easy we've got it, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Make sure nobody brings back these clubs. Right. High draw, 300.
Not a bad effort.
Come on.
Not a bad effort. Pretty good.
280. I'll take that.
Look at that.
I'll take that. A little bit of a cheeky draw. Nice.
Yeah. Look at that angle attack.
Honestly, if I never ever hit a persimmon wood again, I'll be more than happy. I'll be more than happy.
Oh, especially with that as your last one. I mean, that was quite a good one to go out on.
Good, that.
Yeah.
So we've got a few more questions coming. Liam Hancock. Good evening, Liam. Hi, gents. I've just got into fittings recently. Had a senior with slow swing speed that wants to start their iron set at 7 or 8 iron. How do you go about fitting them? As I know you guys use a 6 iron to test. Struggled.
It depends what set they're currently using as well. Most of the time
Liam, just to quantify that he is a fitter.
I believe so from that.
That's how I read that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's looking at, well, you've got to establish what's the club that what iron can they get a decent carry out of as the highest iron. So it can be quite difficult because most of the tools that we have as fitters are generally mid-iron, 6 or 7 iron oriented. So that can be slightly challenging, but generally you'd be working through the hybrids to look at what lofts create good distance gaps, and then you can still fit around using a kind of a 6 or a 7 iron to look at what swings well, what they can time. They might actually surprise them what they can actually use. But it is a case of using knowledge about what lofts are going to work and up to what club. So there's a bit of experience in doing that, but you've really got to work through the hybrids as a start point to establish where the ball flight is.
Good tip. Let us know, Liam, where do you fit, and give you a little shout out. Simon, good morning from Queensland, where it's going to be another very hot day. Very similar here, only the other end of the spectrum. When building clubs for juniors, should the heads be lighter to reduce the overall weight or heavier for swing weight?
Absolutely lighter. If you think if you go heavier on a very light shaft, so swing weight takes on a complete different relevance for juniors. If you're talking about kind of really young juniors of 10, 11, 12, then the lighter the better, within reason. There's the reason why the US kids clubs are so successful is the heads progress in sort of 5%, 10%, 15% lighter than standard Rita. It is critical to not go too heavy because otherwise they just can't swing and then you just do their swing and their back damage. So must use lighter.
Tom Vaughan says, looks like you guys have got your school uniforms down from the loft. Well, this is how Simon dresses every day, myself just on weekends. So haven't got anything down from the loft at all. Golf Nerd, thanks for answering. Where do you gents, good question this, where do you gents focus your eyes at address? Do you try to hit a specific part of the golf ball? What do you do when you're looking at the golf ball? So when you're addressed, what are you looking at?
What am I looking at?
This is up there with,
when do you breathe?
Breathe in or breathe out when you take the golf club away?
So if I'm setting up, I'm lining up the face, and then it's interesting. It's sort of, there's not. I don't have a specific focus. Once I'm set up, it's sort of it's the back of the ball is probably the closest point. But really, problem is you go into autopilot. So I don't want to be thinking about that. And in terms of striking a particular part of the ball, I'm not thinking about. I'm thinking about how I'm delivering the club, depending on what shot type I'm trying to hit. Yeah. So I don't find myself ever really. Once I'm aligned, I don't necessarily find myself visually focusing on anything. I'm in sort of almost more shot type or target oriented.
Yeah. When I focus, and what about the other second part to that question, wasn't there? First, eyes focus on address, and do you try to? Okay, so you answered both of them. So when I set up, that's where my field of vision is. If the ball was in the middle of that, I would be looking at not any fixed point, but that's where my eyes are looking the whole. Yeah,
it's in the broad area. Yeah,
and I actually try to feel how I'm moving to get the shot that I'm trying to see. So I don't have any fixed point myself. Probably a bit much.
I think that would. Yeah, I'd probably if I was trying to find a point, it's sort of somewhere around the back of the ball, the general vicinity of the ball and the club head. But yeah, as you say, I'm focused more on what I'm trying to do with the swing rather than a particular point.
No, absolutely. I'm very much the same. Well, that's all the questions for now. That's all the questions for now. Shall we see if we can compare? Have we got an actual? This is a wedge here, isn't it?
Oh, that one's savage.
Oh my goodness! Oh look, and it's got even a.
It's got a little rib built in. Yeah.
It's ribbed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ribbed. Go and show that to. Oh no, we don't.
I don't know whether. Wow, but there's a raised rib down the very strong rib down the back of the grip. Yeah.
Well, let's see. Have a go with that.
Well, the only thing if we go to this loft is.
Of course it is. So, of course it is.
But I mean, the sole profile is so sharp. James is going to see if he can focus in. So that sole is, I mean, you could shave with that. So, but if you think how they used to play on, kind of really unprepared or less well prepared, tighter, firmer turf, and this is before Gene Sarrazin thought up the sand wedge as we know it, into having a bit of bounce on the back edge. So, I'm trying to think whether it's there's a rib down the back of the grip, just running up there. I don't know whether that other way. That was vaguely visible. So, but yeah, if we try and hit this off this bit and get some data, it's going to go hit the top and come bouncing back at us. So, but we'll save that one for another time. But it's so sharp on that leading edge. I think I'd take a dirty great sort of earth with that.
Cut yourself. If there are any golf clubs that you want us to hit or some to hit in between now and closing the show, you've got 12 minutes to do so. So do let us know if there's anything you want us to cover. Liam Hancock has gone on to say he's been smashing through the live fittings that we do. Hearing the guy's knowledge has helped me gain confidence in my own fittings as a PGA pro. Oh, that's
great.
Very nice to hear.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, let's have a little hit of some 7-irons.
7-irons? Okay.
Yeah, let's just hit a few 7-irons.
Of our own ones.
Yeah, just a few. Well, actually, let's do 6-iron because most fittings are with 6-irons, aren't they?
In here, yeah, it's a mixture between 6 and 7. So we tend to be 6s, but a lot of other places 7s. But
yeah, okay. Well, let's hit some 6-irons because what I wanted to do is just to show people that the fact that we are very similar with club speed and how different our launch angles are and spin rates are.
Yep.
So you've got 7-iron there.
Yep. I got a 6, but I can do 7.
Perfect. Yeah, 6-iron. Perfect. Yeah, you head up.
We'll grab a Pro V's as what I play.
Because I think we are arguably the perfect example of why fitting is really quite important.
Gosh, feels very strange after swinging those things.
After swinging those, yeah. So where are we at there with? That was a nice shot.
17.8 launch, 5,000 spin, little necky, but straight.
Not too bad. 89 miles an hour. It's nice to go back to swinging something that's actually fit for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
After
thin, we can get away with that. Just there's still the restriction of the shirt.
Yeah, the shirt's not great, is it?
No.
I'm not a massive fan of buzzing off. I'll tell you what, the Mickelson
The
shirt,
stretchy ones, yeah.
the moustache is more off, but everything else, it's all a bit itchy around the nose.
So 17 launch, 5.2 on spin, around 180
yeah,
carry.
so 17 launch, 5.2 on spin. Let's see. And I think it's important to stress that your clubs, what's the weight of your clubs?
So I'm shaft-wise is about 113, 114 grams. Quite neutral balance point, 6-iron lofts at 29, 28.5, 29.
And how about mine?
Yours is the Project 6, so 123, 24 gram on the shaft, but your loft's more like 31. So because your natural launch and spin's that much lower than mine.
Yeah. Oh, it feels so much nicer to swing.
So you can see there, 16 launch, but this is also a lower spin ball than you would use as well. So 16 launch, 4.2 on spin.
And what were you?
17.8 and 5,000, 5.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where your ball would be spinnier ball than I would use. So,
Yeah.
but hence that's we'd have to use the ball to try and get the flight and the spin in the kind of the neutral verticals neutral window. Yeah, 16.5, 4.4. So we're getting 15 to 20% difference on spin, and you've got more loft.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a totally different launch dynamic.
Yeah, it's very, very different, isn't it? And what about, let's have a little look at the 9-iron. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Swinging that hard as microphones come loose.
Well, the power, the raw power is just relentless. Relentless. Any questions coming there, Simon?
Let's just see. Does 2024 look exciting for new club designs, or will it be incremental changes again? You answer that one?
No, you answer that one.
I think what we're seeing year on year now is very small, and generally going to see small progressions. I'd be surprised if there was any real big changes happening now, simply because we're at a point where the restrictions of the rules of the game and actually the materials that they're using they're kind of pretty close to the limit. So it's incremental, small incremental gains, more off-center performance more than anything else.
Could you both hit the Paradigm TD driver with the hazardous black Gen 4 60-gram shaft?
Give us a moment.
Simon is going to head off and put something together. That is how flexible we are. You can ask us to hit anything, and I'll tuck my shirt on in a minute, or else I'll get 100 lines. Ian Morgan says, I've played with Simon plenty of times, and I promise you that at address, he's normally admiring his footwear. Simon's got a lot of footwear options. How many pairs of shoes have you got at home, Simon? Have you got a few?
I've got none of them at home.
Sorry?
None at home. They're all here.
The golf shoes?
So I've got about 5 or 6.
5 or 6 pairs, yeah. I mean, I'm just sporting 2. You've got 5 or 6. 5 or 6. We've got a winter league coming up this Thursday evening. There's a few spaces left. We've also got our exciting trip to the Costa Navarino, getting to the other side of Christmas. Availability on that still. If you haven't checked that out, do so. It's a very good trip. We ran last year. We did a little video or a few videos on our YouTube channel as well, so you can check that out. Simon is now as quick as
Just
that.
making sure there's nothing funky.
So what loft have you gone for?
9.
Oh, lovely.
I can loft it up.
No.
I'll loft it up.
No, you go with it.
But it's got the heavy weight in the back.
Okay.
So.
And tell us a little bit about this.
So the Triple Dime's been very good for ball speed. It's a very low spin head, so it's the kind of one where actually if you're slightly heel side and strike, it's good. But if you're if you're slightly toe strike, it can knuckle the spin off a little bit.
Right.
But plenty relative to stated loft. There's plenty of loft on it, so it generally helps to keep launch up, but it's pretty low on spin. Right. And there aren't any markings on the top of the Triple Diamond. A little bit lower on the face, hence a bit of spin there.
Nice.
So it's quite a stable head. I mean, feel wise, it's quite
285, 260 carry. Very nice.
Get that a bit higher up the face.
I'm actually going to do a little bit of practice this winter.
Yeah,
and try and get some more spin and launch going on my.
It's a little fadey. So weight back has retained a little bit of spin for me.
That was nice.
So it's the only reason this one wasn't in the kind of the last couple of shortlist for my driver was if I get a bit toey, the spin comes off and it loops a bit. So it's so Callaway have always been generally very good if you're a slight heel striker.
Oh, is that right? Oh, I never knew that.
In the triple diamond, in the kind of the low spin models in particular. Yeah, 1600 revs. Yeah. Get another insight into our different swing dynamics.
Ghastly for me. Ran out at 270, carried at 227. 45 yards of run. Oh no, I keep on.
Microphone, yeah.
It's because of the speed that I'm carrying these days.
So one for you on this one. It says, what do you guys think of Louis Oosthuizen's swing? His wins are going to do well for the new Blueprint irons, which are Ping's new irons that are launching in the new year.
I think Louis got a very individual, very pleasing on the eye golf swing.
Yeah.
I think I know that when you do break it down, it's everything that modern day golf coaches are trying to steer away from. Lots of set, lots of wrist and roll through strike. I think it's a lovely looking golf swing, but it's not one that you would want to encourage. No.
I guess it's one of those ones that looks, because he's got very good rhythm and tempo.
Yeah. Like Ernie Els, right?
It kind of looks very fluid. It's very flowing because it has to be for the face to square up, I would assume.
Absolutely. Yeah, and powerful guy.
Yeah, right? Surprisingly. Yeah.
and consistent. You know, the South Africans are very powerful players generally, aren't they? Yeah. But no, nice golf course.
So that built on.
Right.
Yeah. That's a nice hit. Decent in there, 12. Yeah, 1700 spin. So you're getting about 700 revs less spin than me. So question for Stuart. That question actually about Louis Oosthuizen was from Golf Nerd 3. Paul Barron's heads up on the gloves. Alexander Ward, evening gents, question for Stuart. Fatting the ball a lot, but TrackMan telling me my low point is still after the ball. Any ideas without seeing my swing, what could be causing it, and drills to try?
Push up with your legs earlier, both of them. Absolutely. If your low point is after the golf ball, I like that. It's very good. It's very good. If your legs are giving way, your arc can narrow because it feels the ground coming to you. And of course, if you're going down, you're moving the handle to the floor, invariably all the energy is going over in this direction. So as you start to pull on the golf club, and a good little rehearsal will be go up to the top. As you start to pull the golf club down, when you get the handle back to the butt, or the butt of the golf club back to the golf ball, lock out both legs and then swing through. So as you go up, lock out both legs and then swing through. And you'll just start to feel a lot more height, which will allow you to feel like you can push the club head out to the ground, and that will take away that problem.
Very nice. Good. Golden Age of Horse Racing, is that an XS shaft? This one's the 6.0, this one's the stiff, because that was just the quickest one to hand.
Yeah.
But difference-wise, very, very minimal. The 6.5, the XS will feel a bit firmer, and it's about a gram heavier. Yep. But it's more of a feel thing than a performance thing, the difference between those two.
Brilliant. Are we there?
Matt Hart, evening chaps, I can confirm they look even more ridiculous in person as I saw an hour ago.
Fantastic.
Absolutely,
well, that was
rude not to.
Very good. Any other questions?
Comment from Neil, I think on the gloves.
Went and ordered a 9-pack for me, 3-pack for the missus, and a couple polos from GX. Fantastic. Do let us know how you get on with those, but they've been absolutely fantastic from our end. And
I feel great. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, that pretty much rounds up this evening. I'm not sure if this is an attire that we can use on a weekly basis.
No.
I mean,
special occasions.
Special occasions, sort of going out to dinner with the wife on a Friday night, that sort of thing. And maybe the odd round of golf at St George's Hill. Yeah, Goodwood Revival, all that stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, as usual, we really appreciate your interaction. And I think we really wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. Yeah, because obviously next Monday we won't be here because it's Christmas Day. Of course. But we'll follow up on the following Monday. I think the following Monday is going to be New Year's Day. It's going to be New Year's Day, so it'll be 2 weeks. So 2 weeks we will miss, but we'll be back. We pre-recorded. Yeah, and we'll put something out for 6 p.m. on the Monday evening. So it'll be Monday the 11th, 8th, Monday the 8th.
Monday the 8th.
Monday the 8th, we'll be back at 6 p.m. So stay tuned. But obviously, we'll be putting out content on our channel over the Christmas period for you guys to watch. James and Simon have been busy producing and creating some good content. Hopefully, you've enjoyed all of the content that we brought your way in 2023. There's going to be loads more coming and lots more exciting stuff and fun stuff for you to take part in. So do stay tuned.
Can't believe it's next year, next time.
I know, mad, huh?
Yeah.
Well, from me and from
him.
him, thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.